Today, Sarah and I are going to make a very quick fruit millefoglie. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some marsala right in these chopped strawberries, as well as just a little bit of thyme. And we're going to put a few leaves in there as well. Just pull back on the branches so that the little leaves come off. There we go. And we're going to let this be infused. Let me get a spoon so we can stir it up. And this will actually go on the bottom layer. But right now we're going to allow it to really infuse well, and we'll set it aside. Here we have 2 sheets of puff pastry. We just took them out of the freezer. I'm going to set one aside. And now here, instead of using flour, we're going to use a generous amount of powdered sugar. And we're going to set this right on here and roll it out even thinner than what it is. Right here. And roll it out really, really thinly. Let's turn it around and do the same thing on this end. You see how nice and thin it is? This is about perfect. We're gonna get this and now roll it just like so, nice and tight, all the way up. And at this point, we're going to get a knife and here just cut little sections off about this thick. And in just a minute, we are going to roll them out once again in lots of powdered sugar. Now that they've all been cut, we're going to turn them this way. Once again, really put a good bit of powdered sugar on there. And now we're going to roll them out. And what's so cool is that it is always wonderful to be inspired by other foodies. And in this case, a baker named Richard Burtonette. He inspired us a few weeks ago with these, and we're doing kind of our own rendition of it now. We're going to roll it out really thin and make these nice long shapes, kind of oval. Once again. So now we have very, very thin sheets. And as you can imagine, this is going to bake very quickly. And we're going to continue doing these until they are all done. So let's push it down just a bit. And once again, roll them out into these beautiful long ovals. Now we're going to try to keep them about the same size. So you see here, we can cut this little piece off. We can still bake it, but at least they're a little bit more uniform. There we go. Next one. And we'll keep doing this until they're completely done. So if you kind of push it down already and really drench it in powdered sugar before you start rolling, it makes it just a bit easier to keep that little loose piece on there. And just keep drenching it in the powdered sugar. And there we go. The next one is made. And here we are with a double layer, which of course we will not bake like this, but we're going to set them in the freezer so they can kind of set, and then we will bake them. Next we will whip the heavy cream, and into this we will fold the crema pasticcera that Sarah made yesterday. Into whipped cream, you always add a good pinch of salt. Maybe not all of this, but about this much. Just a little sugar. And now, in order not to make a mess, I'm gonna place this whisk into this little hole right here. And then place this on here. So I'm not gonna make a huge mess while it's whisking. As you can see, we'll remove the plate. It's already starting to thicken up. And one thing that you have to be very mindful of, that when you whip heavy cream, it actually can turn into butter. So you always want to stop and check the consistency. And I think we are right at the right consistency right here. So you can see kind of the nice little peak here sticking up. And in this, we're going to fold in the crema pasticcera. Now some of this crema pasticcera, and we are going to fold it in. This will make an amazing filling right in between with the strawberries. And this is ready. We'll place it inside the sacapoche, and at the end of it we have this tip right here. We just took them out of the freezer. Now the parchment paper goes on top, and this pan goes on top as well, because we don't want them to puff up too much. We're ready to take them in the oven. The oven has been preheating. Let's check the temperature of the oven. It is, yep, just about right. It needs to be around 400 degrees. We will turn it off and place the pastries inside. Our covered pastries are going in, and we will watch them probably every 4 minutes, and they will cook very, very quickly. We turn the flame back on to a minimum, and now we're gonna pull it out and just check and see as to how they're doing. They're nice and flat, but they definitely need a bit more time. This is the time to rotate the pan, and I'm gonna peek in here as well. And oh yes, these are really starting to brown nicely. I believe they should be done now. So let's pull them out. Once again, peek inside, and oh yes, perfect. And here we are, taking them off and allowing them to cool on this cooling rack. And here we are, finally ready to assemble our delicious desserts. Let me just show you something. These were made with the pan sitting on top and the parchment paper, and you see how thin they are. Instead, some of the other ones were not covered, and so they puffed up a little bit. But that's up to your choosing. So let's put this one down. Let's see, we're gonna take this one right here, place it down. But before I do that, I'm actually gonna put just a little bit of this cream underneath so it stabilizes it. So here we're gonna make a little border all the way around, and inside this border we're going to put some of those strawberries that we cut up very small. We're going to get some of the liquid off and then place it right here in the center. Oh, is this going to be good? All right, let's place this here. I'm just gonna lay some of these slices of strawberry right on here. And then probably a few more on this side. I'm just gonna keep cutting and placing them right here. And now just a special touch with some of these blueberries. We're gonna place them right in a few strategic places. And let's see, maybe another one right here, and a small one on this end. And now, again with the crema pasticcera, I'm gonna make just a bit of a little bridge here, and on top of this, we're gonna put the next layer. There we go. Now just a bit of powdered sugar right over the top, even the plate. And at this point, we're gonna place some of the whipping cream. And we're gonna place that right here. To fan out a strawberry, you just make nice thin slits almost all the way to the top, and then you are able to fan it out like this, and we're going to place that on top of our dessert. And we're going to place this right here. We left some of the greenery on there, and then since we use some thyme inside, I'm going to place a little bit of thyme here as well as right here. And our beautiful dessert is ready to be served and enjoyed. Ooh, listen to that crunch. Oh, wow. This is going to be absolutely delicious. I'm going to tell you now, buon appetito. Mm.